It's very, very old. It's our historians came to Vilnius city.
My man don't love me. Oh God, what should I do? My man don't love me. Oh God, what should I do? I saw my man in this Amsterdam club, kissing another girl blue. My man don't love me. Oh God, what shall I do? When my man don't love me. Oh God, what shall I do? I need to find another man, 'cause I am also a girl blue. Whoa, 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 you man, look at me, you man, you gotta be my man. You fancy pretty man, you gotta be my man. You know I'm falling in love with you, and who knows what love can I do? My man don't love me. Oh God, what should I?
In Vilnius. Nobody was except us, not Russian government, not Lithuanian government. Get money from the tourists to go and make that pavilion. And so there's several stories. You see these fans behind. We have really German team. Take the mic. Maybe we just take away. Okay, guys. So do you want to break or we can continue?
That's what everyone does after all.
Yeah, it's a kind of freedom, I think. There's no certain rules. This improvisation stuff is quite nice, I think. You have your own language, you can express yourself, and yeah, it's quite emotional music, I think.
Stick out, be quieter from the start, but it's nice to try out.
Okay.
Maybe I want you back there, but
I'm scared, but I'm happy.
Yes, I got the CD from Jack with that trio. It is called
How does it go?
Italian Free
Italian free years.
Italian trio.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. He passed away some years ago. Now, there we're gonna loop that one, and then it's the next soloist. So we're gonna loop this. That's the head, what do you say, the core melody.
Whole different aspect of your voice, so to speak, that I'm not sure you were that aware of. It was really great what you did, and it was very rich in terms of nuances and dynamics, and it was like listening to nature almost, like wind blowing and birds.
Well, most of all, it's music to me. Yeah, music and sound and silence. It's a little difficult to answer because jazz is so many things, you know. So, and even today, you know, if you asked me the question 70 years ago or 60 years ago, if I had been that old, I probably would have answered differently. But today, I think jazz is so many things. So if you ask me what is jazz, maybe the best answer would be it's a music of all possibilities.
But when do you play, do you hear all the chords and all like
Play something?
Play something.
Really?
I can't play. That's one question, okay? I'll say it again to the few people who came now. I want you to think about one thing, and that is, what makes you special? Right?
Jazz. I was talking about this with somebody the other day, and she came up with very good definition of jazz. It's taking basically anything and putting it into a jazz rhythm. Again, the same thing. I think it's the rhythm just has some kind of appeal to me. Just this jazz rhythm. That is, I'm not so actually. I wouldn't even say that I'm that I would think that the improvisation is the most important thing for me in jazz. It's the rhythm, and then the way to improvise is just the way to get into this certain kind of rhythm.
What the song is about?
Well, it's
What is it about?
1, 2, 3.
They're so open. We worked with some of them yesterday. Like if I play this, I can't tell you what key it is or anything, but it's a color. It has a color. You know, it has
Søren, your second name was it's
so hard to say. I will say it for you. It starts with a K,
Chat.
and then a J comes, so it's Kierkegaard. Kierkegaard. Anchor, and then it develops, go back to the anchor, then it's a climax, and you know the whole way.
express myself. It's about freedom. It's my life. It's a big part of my life. I think it's a tricky thing with jazz, but we don't have time to discuss what jazz is. But jazz is a word that has 1,000 meanings. But for me, jazz it's about creativity, and it's also about improvisation, and that part. It's that part I really like with jazz music. And okay, you can improvise in pop music, but jazz has more of that, and that I'm more into.
I think the same way with sax players sometimes. Why do sax players play so much? Because they can, right?
Jazz for me, that's a very hard question. Like, we have this lecture now, and I think the jazz for me is still 60s, till mid 60s, real jazz, and from then on it starts like a huge mixture of styles, basically, and now we have improvised music, and yeah, actually I don't know, but jazz for me is like till 60s, till mid 60s, and what we have now is yeah, it's just a huge mixture and improvised music. I couldn't really call that the jazz. Basically, I play all music. Yeah, also a normal set and also in experimental sets, what I created myself. Yeah, and in every music, I try to find the little part that I can add, and this little part should be interesting and musical and
it should lift up the band, the album, the project, the song. Yeah, that's my theory.
It's already been done, so to speak. And you know, when you want to know what's been done and how the piano can be opened up, that's why it can be nice to look at other composers. And looking at this, for me, was kind of mind-opening in some sense.
Yeah, but I don't think there is lyrics. But then you find out lyrics and you do your own.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that's all. But very good. And the next part, ready. Yeah. Let's do it again. 3, 4.
I can't tell you. I just, at one time in my life, I just thought that was the coolest thing, and then I kind of still do. So it's not, I mean, I play other instruments and I like and love all the other instruments, but in a way I think I can, on a good day I can speak with the saxophone and communicate, and I think that's cool.
Came out like a... And then you heard something like this.
But for jazz, I got to know jazz through singing. So I got to know classical music through violin and piano, and jazz through singing, and that's the reason I continued it. I really like this instrument, which is a fascinating instrument and has a lot of possibilities, and there are so many things that are not known yet, and I like to explore things, and I think that there are many things to explore with the voice, especially in jazz. It's a very hard question, I think. It's a question that everybody deals with it. For me personally, it's a way of expressing myself, and it's a way of living. Jazz is a way of living.